55% of marriages end in straight up separation or divorce. And there are 30 to 35% of people who don't even love each other, don't even want to be in the relationship, and they go through a relationship unhappy, right? So what does that leave? What's left? What, 10% maybe? Oh my goodness, right? So what are you gonna do to shift that? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the biggest reason why and the natural flaw with relationships. Are you ready? The biggest flaw with relationships is that there's always someone else to blame. Okay, the biggest issue and the reason why relationships don't work is because there is always someone else to blame. That means if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't feel good about the relationship, then you look at the other person and you say, it's you. You're the reason why it doesn't work. And maybe you don't do it consciously, but we begin to do that subconsciously because the very nature of relationships are that there are two people in those relationships, right? And so if we actually take a different angle, guys, the biggest thing that we can do, and I want you to check in because maybe this is showing up for you. Maybe you think that you're not looking at the other person, but if you haven't taken steps to move it forward, then 100%, there is something missing there. Let me tell you what the thing that's missing: radical ownership. What do I mean by radical ownership? It means that no matter how it's going, no matter what that even other person shows, I'm taking 100% ownership for not the past, not the way things went in the past, but I'm taking ownership for the way it gets to look in the future, right? So it doesn't matter. I have plenty of clients who their partner messed up, right? I just worked with someone recently. I just did an interview with her. They were in a long-term dating relationship and he was cheating on her. He had an affair partner actively. There were some substance abuse issues. I mean, you just name it. It was hardcore stuff and it was all on him. However, she loved him. She considered him her dream partner and she wanted to spend the rest of her life with him. And so they had already been separated for a year when we started working together. And guess what happened? She came in, she took radical ownership. She became what we call a marriage master, someone who can make any relationship work with any person, and then she chose him. Guess what happened? Because she did that, she left the past where it was, and she looked to the future that she wanted to create with him. Guess what? He left the affair partner. Today, they're engaged to be married today, okay? They're happier than they've ever been. Everything changed inside their relationship. So, with that being said, radical ownership. 100% ownership for what you want just because you want it. That's where the real power for your relationship is, right? And so what I want you to take from this more than anything else is, okay, where can I be radical owner of my relationship? Not for the past, not for what I don't want, or what has happened in the past or taking blame or fault, but the future that I now want to create with my partner, right? That's what I want to say. And I'm gonna tell you, that'll be a game changer for you, believe it or not. There's gotta be a shift in you and I if we wanna go forth and make the difference that we wanna make in our relationships. So I'm inviting you to take on what radical ownership looks like. That's the beginning of the journey, because if you can stop looking to somebody else, you can own the whole thing, you can move it really, really fast. And that's why we have so many people who are able to move their relationships in 2 to 3 weeks instead of sitting on somebody's couch for years or giving up on their relationship. So if you can do that, you can have the relationship of your dreams. You can turn that thing around in a heartbeat. Take on radical ownership. I hope that makes sense to you. Listen, here's what I want to say. If you like this content, if this made a difference for you, then click the like button and subscribe, because I got a lot more content just like this and even better that's going to make a difference for you inside of your journey.